Have you ever wanted to travel the world? To see places you've only heard of? Or things you've never dreamed of? This was my dream, to travel the world. And today, you're going to come with me. To see thousands of people living in different lands. To far-off places, and to some of what I believe are the most beautiful places on this whole earth. Still, this is a big world, and we won't be able to see all of it. Neither did I. But if you hold on tight, by the end of the hour, we'll have crossed the globe. First, though, we need a book, and maybe some snacks. A backpack or two. And if you're really adventurous, maybe we'll bring some camping gear. First, let's go to Europe, where the people look the same, but speak many different languages. Their cars are a little bit smaller, and their buildings are a lot older. This is the Colosseum, built thousands of years ago by the Romans. First, let's go to Spain, where there are many castles and cathedrals. Where once knights rode in shining armor. Moving eastwards, we find ourselves in Hungary, where there are many old buildings, many cathedrals, and places where kings once ruled. Austria. Now we're in Belgium, where Belgian waffles are the delicacy. As we move east, we come to the Muslim world, here in Azerbaijan. Guards celebrate their national holidays. Statues of poets stand on their national art building. In the medieval times, Azerbaijan used to be a crossroads between the East, China, and the West, in Europe. Most everywhere you go, there are beautiful mountains. These are the Caucasus Mountains. Here is a common street in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Kids playing, and a grandma just carrying home her groceries. Unfortunately, we came across a lot of hatred in the world. In Azerbaijan, about 10 years ago, there was much violence over a piece of land that two countries both thought was their own. Refugees fled, and hundreds of thousands of people were killed. Now they live in small shacks and refugee camps like this, with iron walls for their homes. These are some of the poorest people in the world, but they were eager to learn with smiles on their faces, pencils in their hands. We spent 5 weeks teaching them English, and they were great. English is the world's business language, and for these students, to learn it gives them an advantage, a help in getting a future job and education. They were very smart and listened well. These are our fellow humans, and it was a great honor to meet them and to learn from them and to help them. Around the world, students just like you take the time to learn about themselves and others. Some parts of Azerbaijan are very old, and people have completely different lifestyles, riding horses instead of driving cars. And here are some children who live in the mountains. Next, we move on to Rome in Italy, where the buildings are very old. And here's the Vatican, where the Pope lives. Statues carved long ago line the streets in Rome. This is the one of Zeus. This is the Pantheon, built over 2,000 years ago. Pope John Paul II giving a weekly blessing in November of 2004. Next, we move on to Greece. This is the Temple of Zeus, built over 2,500 years ago. This is the Parthenon, on top of the Acropolis, a temple to Aphrodite in Athens, Greece. The ruins of the town of Corinth. These are the mysterious monasteries that sit on the tops of rocks in Meteora. And this is some of the most famous food in all of Greece. It can be called the gyro or the doner. It's a pita filled with lamb, and this one is topped with French fries, mustard, and onions. Yum. This is the top of Mount Olympus in Greece. Can you see us? Next, we move to Bosnia, where 10 years ago, a brutal war ripped through the country. It's a crossroads between the Muslim world, the Eastern Orthodox Christian world, and the Catholic world. This is a mosque, a place of worship for Muslims. Here we helped in seminars where teachers learned some new things. And we chopped some wood with our friend Ivan. Unfortunately, the war was very rough on many people. Still, buildings are wrecked like this one. Whole buildings were blown apart by bombs. This one they haven't taken down yet. These are still some of the bullet holes in the side of a wall. Bosnia is a very old country, but very mountainous. Here we are standing on top of one of those mountains looking over a beautiful valley. These are some of the students of those teachers in Bosnia. We got together for a Christmas party. Now we're coming to the land of Israel. This is Tel Aviv, where the airport is. On Christmas Eve, we spent an evening at the Catholic service in Bethlehem. Israel is a special place for Christians, Muslims, and Jews all alike. It is a holy city, and this is a Jewish holy site, the Western Wall. and on top sits the Dome of the Rock, a Muslim holy site. In Israel, there's a body of water called the Dead Sea. You can float in it without effort. Here are some of the young Israeli soldiers. Israel is made up of green places and desert. Here is Masada, an old Jewish fort atop a mountain. Looking over the desert atop Masada.